Or I'll do Jack's instead, since that's what I think.
Oh,
I just messed up. That's probably my fault anyway. We had a little mix up at the start. Jack is actually heading to the competition this weekend for his speech. So this is his competition preparation speech. I'm going to be a little bit harder on him than I would on pretty much anybody else, just because he is heading into a competition. And if I seem critical, it's because I am being critical with the hope that he's going to go on and win this competition. I've got some good suggestions here for you. The first one that I'd like to start with was actually the start of the speech. When you came out here and began your speech, it seemed like you lacked a little bit of the fire that I'd seen the last time I saw you give this speech. Just a little bit of flatness there, maybe as a getting warmed up for it or whatnot, but either way, I think you need to open it a little bit stronger, maybe a bit of a smile on your face, just to let people know that you will be giving a bit of a speech that you're excited about. This did go away by the time you actually got to talk about swimming, however. And from that point on, I felt that you were really engaged in that speech. As far as your body language, I felt it was good and strong. You used good space. You had some awesome acrobatics up here, which I'm not going to attempt to recreate because I'll probably hurt myself, which is pretty amazing. It must be the swimming that's keeping you in that physical condition, so I'll have to start that. As far as your waddle, though, you had this part where you were going to waddle off to the pool, and it didn't make a lot of sense that you waddled like this. I couldn't tell why that waddle was happening. I felt that the way you built up the story was that you were overweight, out of shape, so maybe like a waddle with the gut out is kind of more what I picture. Feel free to, if you don't like that suggestion, feel free to keep it the other way. That's just one thing that I saw that was a little unclear to myself. Just have that prop ready to go instead of having walk across the room, just a little thing right there. And that prop actually hit really well. That wasn't something that I saw in the last speech, but it hit fantastically, perfectly when you dropped those drag shorts down and had the speed up there. It was spot on. The comeback to that, I would like to see just a little bit more pause after those big jokes. It seemed like you had the boom and then we had the laughter going. Just give it that little bit more of a comedic pause. And when you feel the moments, just when the laughter just starts dying off a bit, that's when you come in strong with some stronger verbals. That will really just lock in the attention back on yourself. Your re-entry on a couple, just those bigger jokes seem like it was a little bit muddled. So come back strong after the big jokes. As far as the overall pacing of the speech, your jokes were well placed, and it seemed like you knew the speech. It just felt a little bit on the loose side. It needed to be tightened up at points, which would give you more time to slow down, connect with your audience, and give those pauses here and there. So just a little bit tighter, just more of a, you have a more quippy comedic style, where you just like to send out those zingers, and I feel just a slightly faster tempo would help out with that. Your ending, also I'll talk about, seems a little bit abrupt. One way to coordinate that with your beginning would be to just foreshadow your ending, which was something along the lines of perhaps you'd all like to get into shape as well. Maybe you put some of that up in the intro so that you can come back to it and wrap it up later. But overall, I felt it was a great speech. I think you're going to have to call up the competitors and just tell them to abnegate so that you can take the trophy home.
$45 to 47. 47.
Pardon my